Good evening, everyone. Today I'm here with someone who has cleared the Nabard Grade A examination. So basically, this video session is basically for all those aspirants who are just about to begin their journey with Nabard Grade A, or they have tried, but they couldn't. And there are certain things which they are looking forward to, which they were lacking. So all those aspirants who aspire to become a Nabard Grade A officer, this is relevant for all of you so that we can actually conversate with someone who has cleared the Nabard Grade examination and has gone through the journey there. So with us, we have Mr. Nandimandalam Prudhvikranth Reddy, and I hope I pronounced the name correctly. And he'll be guiding us that what has been his journey. He's one of the selected candidates for Nabard Grade A 2021 recruitment process. So there we have him. So let's have a conversation regarding the Nabard Grade A, the journey. What is it that all the students should look forward to, the perfect spice blend to clear the examination, and XYZ. So let's proceed further, guys. Okay. So good evening. And so what has been your journey and how does it feel? Before I actually proceed, I need to congratulate you first for the victory that you have made.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, it was very much happy for me of getting this Nabard, getting cleared of Nabard Grade A this attempt. Actually, this was my third attempt, which I earlier done my first and second attempt in 2017 and 19. Later in 2021, I cleared the exam. But actually,
I'm sorry, you skipped the recruitment process in 2020?
Actually, in 2020, there is no post in animal husbandry sector.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why
I skipped that in that year. Yeah, actually, changing the pattern also helped me very much, because these days I also prepared for other competitive exams, and those knowledge helped me to crack this exam in 21. At the same time, actually the experience which I got in my first and second attempt also helped me a lot. And
so when we look forward to the entire journey, how much time do you really devote? So since you have, no doubt this is the third attempt, but every time you would have given in the recruitment process, you would have given a certain time specifically for Nabard Grade A. So according to you, what was the time that you devoted totally towards Nabard Grade
A? It's around 6 hours a day. It's
for how much time?
I think, 6 hours a day, and for at least 3 to 4 months.
Okay. So if I am someone who is preparing for Nabard Grade A for the first time, what is your ideal time that the students should really devote?
No, actually, my opinion is not on the time spending too much of the time. My opinion is on the material which we used to study, and first we should have to know the pattern. At the same time, what we have to read, and we have to go through the previous papers, how the exam was conducting, and based on that we have to select the two. We did not go for too many reference books. We should go only for one, or in large two. The two, attending of daily quiz also helps a lot, which further gaining the knowledge of that. Means actually in current affairs events also, daily quizzes helps a lot. These days they have changed the pattern, and giving score only for economy and social issues, and agriculture and rural development and general awareness. So all these are linked. End of the day, all are linked to current events, right? Correct. Because the agriculture and everything also, recent developments, they are going to ask what are the issues that recent, like due to global warming and over over irrigation facilities, which making the soil infertile for use, for growing of the crops and all these. At the same time, government also pushing more towards zero budget natural farming, organic farming, like that. So every day we will get something news regarding this. So all this helps a lot for that.
So from whatever we are having a conversation about, what I can right now infer is that your forte has been ARD, right?
Yes, yes.
So how did you cope up with the other subjects? Because in the prelims you have quant, reasoning as well.
Yeah,
The English is also there. There are many other subjects that are there. So how did you cope up in the prelims first?
yeah. Actually, I previously I used to prepare for other competitive exams as well, right? I intimated, right? Those knowledge also helped me a lot for cracking all this, like computer knowledge and also English, mathematics, and awareness. All this.
So other than all these, you since you have been preparing for other examinations, you were also working on the ESI as well.
Yes, yes, yes. Actually, I have taken a like coaching for civil services, and
Right.
their economy knowledge also helped me a lot. How it should be like mm, using the knowledge of that, not by having all these things and just point by point. I used to prepare like that.
So did you compile your own notes or you relied on whatever the resource was available?
Yes, actually, I am from animal husbandry background, right? I used to get gather the material from my colleagues and my friends who are working in the college and all these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so you were working as well as preparing for these examinations.
Yes, yes.
So was it difficult to work as well as study, or it was something, even though it was difficult, but still something which you it was something which is still adaptable for any aspirant who's right now working as well and wants to pursue for this examination?
Yeah. Actually, I am working in a teaching field, right? So
Right.
that working in a teaching field also helped me a lot. By actually, I used to say the same subject with people, students, right? And all these things helped me a lot.
Okay, so what was the basic difference that you made from the first one? That means the first thing was the prelims, and then you went for the mains. So, what was
Yes.
the difference that you had in prelims and mains? Because
Yeah.
ultimately the prelims was MCQ based, while in the mains there again there's a descriptive paper as well. So, how did you switch over from the prelims to mains?
Yeah. I had the way of preparation. How I should be prepare for the prelims and the same time at the same time along with prelims for mains as well. Actually, in prelims point of view, uh, we have to know the knowledge of like just we just memorize like that. But in mains of point of view, we have to whatever the point they have asked, we have to apply and attempt to write. Means actually in MCQs there we will get the answer and just we will go on and just clicking on that will help. That's it. But
Right.
in mains point of view, we have to memorize it. And at
Agreed.
the same time, I'm new to this type of exams. That too, we have to type the answer in system, right? But for that, I used to practice for 2 months, like how I should type in very fast mode like that. And also I
Okay.
used to get any. There is a 50 marks question for essay writing in mains point of view.
Right.
At the time, I used to get any article from Times of India, Economic Times from there, and I just started practicing for the essay as well as precise writing. These things helped me a lot, I think.
Okay. So when you started preparing, did you start with prelims when you started doing with the prelims? So did you start your mains with that, or you waited for the prelims to be cleared and then for the mains?
No, I started both at the time, both films as well as for the mains.
And in mains, what do you think in the descriptive answer writing one student shall keep an eye upon, or something which they should work only then that they can pursue further?
Yeah, actually, in mains, the two in the English paper one, we have to practice a lot. That too, these days they are asking in different manner. Like this year they ask for write the essay on 300 words. Previously they mentioned like 400, 500 like that. So
Right.
so our way of presentation should be like that. But any in anything they have asked, we should be prepared for that. Like they will give us rough sheets like that. Then we have to divide like for every paragraph 100 words like that, and we should be divided and answer should like that for any question. Means introduction, main point of view, next the final end, like that. It will make
Okay.
us easy to approach, like for 300 words or 400 words, anything.
And if I start preparing for the mains uh, with the prelims, so by what time a student should stop preparing for the mains in that way and should focus on the prelims?
Yeah. My point of view is should be 1 month is sufficient for Prince point of view. Before that they can go on preparing for mains point of view, because these the period between prelims and mains won't be sufficient for preparation of mains.
Right.
Yeah.
And now when it comes to the interview, what are those specific things that one student shall definitely keep in mind when it comes to their interview?
Yeah. Body language, the first and foremost thing is body language. How he was sitting and how his words, whatever the word that is coming out of his mouth, it should be like straightforward and without any how to say,
Without any hesitation?
yeah, without any hesitation like that. That too, but we should not go with blunder answers.
Right.
If we know, then we will say. Yeah. If we are not pretty sure, then we have to say like I'm not pretty sure, but I think like that. We have to say. Then the interviewer also thinks we have something knowledge regarding that.
Is there any specific difficult question that you felt in the interview that you thought that I'm not really prepared of that?
A little bit regarding the Nabard schemes.
Okay. And when we talk about the other aspect, that may be regarding how did you cope up with the fact that in the examination, the descriptive ones, since you had been preparing for other examinations where you were working in a different way? For
Yes, yes,
example, in the descriptive, you have to sit down and work on your typing speed. Along with that, the presentation definitely varies from that of offline examination.
yes,
So,
yes.
what was your take about it? Did you really start working directly on the computers and then you're typing, or you first of all started with writing on the papers and then converted into your online typing thing?
Yeah, actually, I previously I told you, right? I prepared for civil service examination. There I used to
Right.
practice for essay writings and everything. And
But that was an offline mode.
yeah, all these things helped me to prepare for how we should present in offline mode like that. Then I started trying in system, in computer knowledge. That too with my extra keyboard like that. There we will be able to write.
Right, because their keyboards are quite different from
Yes,
what we
yes.
normally
Yeah,
use.
system.
Right,
Yeah.
because this is for every student out there. Basically, if you're typing on your laptops, the laptop keys are very much different from that of what you get there. You get a separate keyboard and you never know what kind of keys are there or whatever it is there. So it's always preferable that you work upon different keyboards. So to make sure that you have a good typing speed, because only the knowledge will not help you if you cannot complete the paper in time. Right?
Yeah, that too
Okay.
a small thing. Actually, we used to prepare in Word, Microsoft Word like that, right? But they used to give a different software. If I want to click on backspace, it will again goes to last line and again starts. There we should be somewhat cautious about it.
Right, their interface is very much different from ours, so obviously you should definitely work upon that. So when we talk about the answer writing, did you work on your own, or you also took up the mock test to cope up with that particular thing?
No, I didn't had any mock test, but one of my senior used to guide me. Actually, he attended for twice for Nabard interview. And
Okay.
if I want anything, I just want type in system, and then I share it to him. Then he used to say like, what are the changes I should have to take.
Okay. So before the interview, you took up our mock interview session. So
Yes.
did it really help in terms of
Yeah.
the working in the examination?
Yes, it helped me a lot, because I'm not this is my first interview in any of the exam. I don't know how what to prepare and how I should be able to present. Atul sir helped
Right.
me a lot, like what to prepare, and how your body language should be, and everything, each and every point he used to say that too, in rough words also, means you didn't prepare anything for this. I thought like, oh yeah, I have to improve too much to crack this exam. This is not like a simple one like that.
It's obvious when we are studying. I think when you become a student, you are supposed to get reviewed one or the other day to just make sure that yes, I'm back online, because ultimately the deviations are going to take us away. The adult really says that I don't want to work, I want to sit down, but the student in you tells you that no, I really need to keep up with the line and I cannot really get deviated anywhere. So I hope it helps you there.
Yeah.
So when about what is the role of the mock interviews when it comes to the ultimate interview?
uh, Mock interview, other than the subject point of view, mock interview helps us our presentation, body language, and straightforwardness. Anything we got to know, just we have to present without any hesitation like that.
Right. So in your interview, the panel asked questions only regarding the Nabard schemes, or there were other variety of questions that you were asked?
First and the first thing, they asked about my details, self details like that, my
Right.
biodata. Later, actually, there I mentioned like a NCC C certificate, which I have. They just came to know like where it is located and what all this regarding NCC, but
Okay.
not too much questions on them.
That means they started with your own personal information. That
Yes,
is
yes,
how they
yes,
normally proceed. And
yes,
then
yes.
they asked about,
NCC, and later they went into my animal husbandry related sector.
okay. So when we talk about the entire interview process, once it was completed, what did you think? Did you go really well? You had thought that yes, it would be clearing up, or you were still in a dicey mode that I don't know what's going to happen next?
No, the next minute, after completing of my interview, I was very happy, because whatever the questions they asked me, I replied. Even I'm not pretty sure it was exactly correct or not, but I given every question. Uh, I answered. I answered every question they have asked for me. This makes a sense like, okay, I'm prepared. I presented my interview in a good manner like that.
So you believe that since you were able to answer all those questions, did you really guess any question, or uh, you knew about those things only, then you said anything about that?
Yeah, I prepared for animal husbandry sector schemes in Nabard, because I'm from this division, right? Animal husbandry division. I'm sure they will ask the Nabard schemes regarding animal husbandry like that. So
Right.
it made me a sense.
So this means that since you have a background of this particular scenario
Yeah,
only, it helped you a lot in clearing the examination.
yeah, I fully accept that thing, because I I completed my graduate of 5 years in this field as well, right?
Right. So because of that, your agriculture area was stronger. So if we talk about that, how did you cope up with that ESI? That was because of UPSC?
Yes, yes. UPSC
Or
UPSC made me a great thing, like how to prepare, how I should have to, without not by hatting, just we have to go on point by point, like everything should have any reason for that. For anything there should be a reason, just not on by hatting that point. We should get the answer of that point like relation between a bond yield and bond value like that. I just not going on like if your yield increases, then bond value decreases like that. I didn't prepare like in that manner. I just came to know why it was going to happen, the reason. uh, it was learned from UPSC.
So probably what I can get from the entire scenario is that you never believed in rote learning. You
Yes, yes,
always believed in understanding the concepts, and that
yeah,
has been building you up.
yes,
So I
yes,
believe this is for all those Nabard aspirants that are looking forward to it. Do not try the rote learning aspirant, because again, the rote learning may be cool when it comes to the first area, that is phase one. But in
yes,
phase two, it's more about how do you explain what you know.
yes,
So
yes,
you
yes,
can explain something you know not only by memorizing, but understanding. Because if you know about the concept only, then you can explain it to others. If you have no clue about it on your own, then the explanation part is definitely going to be vague.
yes, yes.
Okay. What is that particular tip that you would like to give to all those students who are preparing for Nabard grade this year?
Yeah, actually, this from last year onwards, they changed the pattern, right?
Right.
My suggestion is uh, more on this. Students should focus more on ESI, economy and social issues, and agriculture and rural development, as well as general awareness. Along with this, they should have to prepare in main point of view with good English background, like preparing for essay writing, letter writing, and passage and precise writing as well.
And what would be your tip for the interviews once they've gone through this? How do they cope up with the interviews there?
Sorry, your voice was not clear.
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
So what would be your tip for the interview area as well? Since we have talked about phase one, now we have done with phase two. And what would be your interview regarding the the tip regarding the interviews?
The first thing is their body language, how they are presenting, and the second thing is any word, anything they have to say without any hesitation. But we should not we should not give blunder answers. If you know,
Right.
we should have to. If otherwise we are not pretty sure, then we have to say like I am not sure about it, but I think like that, because this makes sense for the interviewer. Like he was not blindly throwing stones like that.
Okay, so before we conclude this particular session, what is that message that you would like to give to all those aspirants who are preparing for Nabard grade A this year and looking forward to it? Your guiding light towards that.
I'm thinking that I'm that much like
See, the point is that you have struggled. ऐसा नहीं है,
yes, yes,
this is
sure.
not
This
something
is my
like this.
third year.
Just it wasn't a piece of cake that it was already prepared for you and you got it. You had your own journey. You faced your own troubles, and then you were able to crack it.
Yes,
So
yes,
when a particular person goes through the failures, he understands a lot. So this
yes,
is where I would like every aspirant who's there in Nabard for preparing for Nabard grade A, because just like every year, what happens is a bunch of students goes for these examinations and a handful of students clear the examinations. So for those bunch which have given the examination and all those who are thinking about joining that bunch again,
yeah.
so what is that particular thing they should look forward to?
They should have to try hard, very hard, because I will also say one point, like hard along with hard work, luck should favor any person,
Agreed.
because this was my fourth attempt, and these days I also prepared too hard. Means this is not my first attempt which I worked hard like that, right? I worked hard for the other two attempts as well, but along with my hard work, luck also favored me. But the people should not be too much depressed if they lost the exam, because any knowledge should not go on vain. It will help any uh, not only in now but also, some other exams also it will help, because I prepared for civils and but it helped me in Nabard, right? So we should students should not be depressed if they lost the exam.
Okay, so for all the Nabard grade aspirants, according to Mr. Reddy, it's more about keep on learning, because I believe anybody who feels that no, I'm done with the examinations, I'm not going to do any further examination, don't stop there, because you never know whatever knowledge that you have gained with your experience or with your attempts, that whatever you have learned, it will help you in one or the other way, because knowledge never goes in vain.
Yes.
Whatever human has learned, that's how we have evolved, right? So
Yeah.
if you're preparing for Nabard grade A, if you couldn't clear this examination this year, or you are thinking to become a Nabard grade A officer this year, everybody who has given this examination or giving the examination for the first time this year, remember one thing: when you are going for this examination, give your best and then leave the rest, because ultimately you cannot predict your luck. So this is where your consistency, your knowledge, as well as your patience will pay off someday. But you will have to choose that someday, because the best foot forward shall be kept if you're looking forward to your luck as well, right? So thank you so much, Mr. Reddy, for being
Yeah,
there,
thank you.
and congratulations again, and
Thank
all
you.
the best for your wonderful future. That is what I can say. The prosperous future is waiting for you in Nabard. So
Yes,
all the very best, and thank you so much, guys, for being there, and to understand this particular scenario, go through the Nabard grade A syllabus and everything else in advance, because as you can see that most of the aspirants believe that, including Mr. Reddy or any other we have had a word with, everybody believes that you shouldn't really believe that, wait for the notification and then we'll start working. We'll have to start preparing beforehand. And along with that, you should always focus on both the areas. You cannot just keep that once I clear the phase one, then I'll think of phase two. You should have a balanced thought process, which should be long term rather than the short term. Okay. So thank you so much, sir. And this is where we end this particular session, and we'll be meeting you soon with Nabard grade A sessions in our YouTube channel as well, and keep an eye on our portal. Thank you.
Thank you.